everybody. My name is Mark Pappas, and this is the Toys for the Blind support group. Um, Toys stands for Technology Offered for Your Situation. Today, we're going to be talking about a program called Computers for the Blind. Um, Computers for the Blind are available to any person with a visual impairment in the United States. Um, there are several computer configurations that are available. Um, the desktop configuration has an Intel Core i3 processor or higher. It has 8 GB of memory or RAM, and it has a 250 gigabyte solid state hard drive for storing things. Um, it comes with a 19-inch LCD monitor, a keyboard, mouse, and speakers. Um, you can upgrade the desktop if you need more of certain things. You can upgrade with more storage space. You can get a larger monitor. You can get wireless keyboards or a mouse. You can get Wi-Fi capabilities as well. So the other configuration is for a laptop that you can get from Computers for the Blind. Um, the laptop also has an Intel Core i3 processor or better. Um, it also has 8 GB of memory or RAM and a 250 gigabyte solid state hard drive. The the monitor size on the laptop is usually 12 to 14 inches. It comes with internal Wi-Fi speakers and a webcam. You can upgrade the laptop as well. You can get more storage space, more memory. You can get a larger screen size. Um, you can also get an external monitor or keyboard and an external mouse as well. Um, there's accessibility software already included on these computers when they come from the shop. They ship out with an annual license of JAWS screen reader or Zoom text magnifier, depending on what your visual problem is. So, if you weren't at the meeting last year when I talked about, basically JAWS is mostly for people who are totally blind, and it's a screen reader that will basically tell you everything you're typing and do a lot of things by keystrokes um, instead of like using a mouse. Um, or if you have some vision, um, um, you can do Zoom text. Now, the licenses on the JAWS and Zoom text are good for 1 year, and you have to and that they're through Freedom Scientific, which is uh, the company that makes JAWS and Zoom text. Um, you have to provide an email address to be able to um, that'll give you full access to JAWS or Zoom text during that first year. After the first year, the software will need, it'll expire, and the user will have to renew that license, and they'll have to do that every year. Um, And if I remember correctly, last I checked, the yearly fee now for like Jaws is around $99. That may have changed, but when you figure that Jaws, if you when before they went to the yearly subscriptions, if you were going to buy the program Jaws outright, it was like a $1,400 program. So it allows you to spread it out over, and that way you also get the most recent versions every year. Um, the email address is required because that allows you to access the Freedom Scientific portal, which um, which allows you to be able to manage the license after that first year. Um, see what else? Oh, the computers that are shipped out are refurbished computers. They're normally donated to computers for the blind. So there's some things that you have to understand. It might come along um, with these computers because they're not brand new computers. So the condition,
Last users afterthoughts.
sorry,
Last users leftovers
yeah,
been left in there.
yeah. So well, not so much that, but sometimes. There could be some physical damage like scratches or whatever. But they did ensure in the information that I was reading that none of the damages um, they would not affect the performance of the computer. So it's just cosmetic stuff, and if you have vision problems, chances are the cosmetic stuff isn't going to really bother you anyway. Um, so I mean, basically, these computers do come with a warranty. However, there is no warranty supports for the laptop batteries because even though they can test to see if the battery will hold a charge, they can't really they can't really determine how long that battery will hold a charge for or how long as a used battery that it will keep charging. So that's just a gamble that you would have to take if you did want the laptop version. Um, um, their inventory, like I said, depends on donations. So they don't really take requests. You can't say, I want a Packer Bell or I want, you know, a specific model of computer. It's kind of, you get what you get
You
and
can't build your own.
you get what you get and you can't
Yeah.
throw a fit. Now, I mean, you can basically, and we'll get into that here shortly, but you can basically um, upgrade based on what you need. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Um, so computers for the blind will provide like resources and instructions for new users to help them get started with the computer. Um, there's also other resources available to help you get support. Um, so if you wanted to order a computer, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Um, they provide an online application if you are familiar with a computer or if you have somebody that can help you do that. Um, they also have customer service agents that are available to speak with over the phone. Um, I'm going to give you the um, I'm going to give you the number, and if anybody is truly interested in checking this out further, I can get them the number and I can email them all the information that Tori had sent me about it so that they can look at it further. But just, the number is 214 340 6328. And their hours, I'm guessing this is Eastern time, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So the getting started documents that they provide um, will help new users to get started. Um, they can also email um, Computers for the Blind at website@computersfortheblind.org. Some of the documents that they provide um, are a copy of the Computers for the Blind warranty, computer setup guide. There's a basic tasks and functions guide, um, and um, the computer comes with the following installed programs. Um, there's a Zoom text getting started guide. There's Computers for the Blind return labels so that you can, um, you know, send stuff back to them if you need to. Um, and there's a computer configurations pricing guide as well. Um, So the pricing, which is all probably what you're all waiting for, the pricing for the computers for the blind is pretty reasonable. Um, you do need to show proof of visual impairment in order to be eligible for um,
How exactly do you do that? I thought about that many years.
so usually you have to have your eye doctor, your ophthalmologist or whatever, send like especially if you like for like the National Library Service, BARD and whatever, if you want to get signed up with that, normally you have to have your ophthalmologist send a letter saying, this person has, you know, uh, no visual acuity or very, 20 over, 400 or whatever. And
That's what's
that,
kind of when you go to get your placard for your car, have to get a prescription from your doctor.
yeah, so basically you need the same thing in order to be eligible for this, sign up for BARD, anything like that.
And people have
Um,
asked me that, how you ever going to prove you're blind? I'm like,
well,
take a swing at me if I don't flinch.
yeah, I mean, usually you have to have your doctor send a letter.
Mhm.
So the pricing, um, so you can either call that number that I gave before, or you can order it online at computersfortheblind.org. Um, this was interesting too. There also are some grants and discounts available. So when you're talking to the team at Computers for the Blind, inquire about that because you may even be able to get the computer for cheaper than what their asking price is, depending on what kind of, other assistance you may qualify for.
What's the price of one of the cheaper ones?
Well, I'm getting to that. That's coming up. That's coming up next, Karen.
You got to build it up.
So the base configurations um, come with the following. It comes with a Windows 11 Pro operating system. Um, it comes with Microsoft Office Pro um, Home and Student 2019. Um, and that has Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote on it. Um, there's other helpful programs. I'm not real familiar with some of these, like Project Gutenberg is installed. Bard Express is on the already loaded on the computer. Remote Incident Manager and TeamViewer. Plus, um, there's computer setup instruction tutorials. Um, Computer setup guides, frequently asked questions, stuff like that. All that's um, loaded on the computer. Um, and there's also um, training guides as well as the 2025 version of JAWS or Zoom Text or Fusion. Now, I hadn't mentioned anything about Fusion. JAWS is for totally blind people. It just kind of does screen reader stuff. The Zoom Text is a magnifier. Fusion is exactly what it says. It's kind of like a fusion between JAWS and Zoom text. So it will, speak and magnify as well. So it's a pretty neat program. Um, um, like I said, that those you get those for the first year, and then you have to renew every year the licensing after that first year. Um, um, included in all that is the JAWS training bundle. Um, that'll help users to manage JAWS because JAWS is a difficult program.
Yeah.
It takes a minute to be able to figure it out. And so the training guide for JAWS would be very helpful, I'm sure. Um, let's see what else. Oh, so base laptop prices, um, $250 for a laptop. Um, and the base price for a desktop computer is $200. So pretty reasonable. And like I said, you may qualify for additional help based on your financial situation or some other things. You just have to ask the team when you call or are interested in ordering a computer. Um, you can upgrade um, you can upgrade the memory, which is the RAM. You can upgrade the um, the hard drive. So like it comes with like a 250 gigabyte hard drive, which I remember back when I got my first computer, it was like it was like
Something K.
300 megabyte hard
Yeah.
drive. Now it's a gigabyte hard drive. So it's way, I mean, pretty much you're gonna have enough memory with unless you're doing like video stuff or stuff that's really takes up a lot of stuff.
You know what the
Um,
processor speed is in it?
well, I think it said it was a um, I3 process. I don't know. It
I don't
didn't
know if they are
didn't really
either.
didn't really say, but I'm sure it's, pretty decent for, I mean, when I think of where computers have come now, it's probably something that, you're not going to be able to tell a difference between the top of I mean, it's going to be a matter of a couple seconds. So,
Yeah.
um, you can also upgrade the screen size. Um, you can update the laptop or upgrade the laptop to like a touch screen.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so you could actually, do stuff on the screen by touching it
It's like a giant iPhone.
almost like yeah, an iPad. Um,
I felt one of those the other day for the first time. since I've been blind. I never even seen them when I was able to see.
Yeah.
My son had one of his friends had one sitting on the kitchen table, and I was just touched point as I was walking through, like, it's not my phone, is it? Somebody took the case off my phone. What the heck?
You can also
That's the biggest iPhone I've ever seen.
you can also like get like external monitors and stuff like that. Um, there's several add-ins that you can add, and it's all extra money, but depends on what you're wanting. I mean, you can add a USB mouse, or you can add a USB keyboard, so that be wireless. You can you can do like because some of the smaller laptops don't have that number pad, like on your phones. My laptop's a 17 inch, so it has the number pad off to the right, but you can add like an external 10 key number pad, which would be helpful if you're,
Instead of using all the keys on the top.
instead of using the strip on the top, which, is can be very helpful.
Yeah,
Um, you can also add like upgrade to a wireless mouse, wireless keyboard, um,
just like
or
you would any other computer at home, you
or
would
the
customize it and
yeah, the external monitor. So yeah, you can customize it based on, whatever you're needing or requiring or whatever. You're going to pay a little bit more for it than that base price, but it's it's pretty decent. So that's all the different
I've always heard boys will pay for their toys.
yeah, so that's basically computers for the blind. Pretty neat. I learned a lot when I was studying this and getting ready for this, and it's a pretty good option. I don't know because my laptop was actually purchased through Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities when I started in the business enterprise program 6 years ago, but I haven't priced computers for quite a while. But I'm guessing that, pretty good deal, 200 to $250 for a pretty, respectable, computer. So,
I don't know if they make it yet or not. Now I know the JAWS, if you run a cursor across the screen, it'll read off to you. At
um,
least that's what it did when I said. Maybe it wasn't the right one. I was watching up in Columbus. I wanted to try one out, and I thought it was JAWS.
it's possible. I mean, I know JAWS has done a lot with like PDF files in recent years, so
Mhm.
the picture files. But yeah, I mean that's basically computers for the blind.
I just wondered if it can talk to me, text to voice, voice to text. Will they do that yet?
I'm not sure what you're talking
Like
about.
I talk about this. Hey Siri, I talk to it and
Oh,
she talks back what I'm going to say and just
I don't.
takes the input on the computer. It's only keyboard or can you talk to it?
I believe it's just going to be well, I mean, with JAWS, it basically it, you're still typing on the computer. You're
Mhm.
still doing that kind of stuff on the computer. It's just speaking everything that you type and, letting you know where you're at in the computer. If you want something that um, you can dictate more so, I think the Dragon Naturally
Yes, yeah.
Speaking is what you would want for that.
I had that for my computer one time, and there's so much of the pre-reading you have to read so it catches your cadence and your speech and stuff like that, pronunciation. Like,
Mhm.
I can't do this.
But basically, if anybody is interested in me forwarding the email information that I had gotten from Tori, if they're interested in learning more or getting in touch with the computers for the blind, you can see me when we're done here, and I can get your email address and I can forward that to you. So, is there any other questions? Okay. Well, I'll give Sheila a call and tell her to come turn off the computer. Thank you guys for coming. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pray us out right now. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. And all your blessings. We just thank you for just the people that are here. We also lift up the ones that couldn't make it, and we hope to see them next month. Just pray safe travels for everybody home, and just pray that what people learned from this class would help them to be more independent in their daily lives. Just thank you so much. It's in your most holy and precious name we pray. Amen.